You were a kid who didn't just play with action figures, you lived their stories. Every backyard became a battleground, every tree stump a steel cage. You didn't run through the house. You strutted like you owned the arena, theme music blaring in your head. While other kids wanted to sink baskets or swing for the fences, you wanted the spotlight, the pyros, the moment when the crowd screamed your name. Wrestling wasn't just a show to you, it was everything. Heroes and villains, heart and hustle, all packed into a squared circle that felt like the universe. You didn't just watch it, you wanted to be it. You wanted to leap off the top rope, cut a promo that burned the mic, and make every fan believe in the magic. So you started young. You hit the gym before your voice even cracked. You trained with guys who looked like they could bench a truck. You learned how to fall, how to fly, how to make a clothesline look like it split the earth. The first time you hit the mat, it felt like a freight train stole your breath. But you laughed through the pain because that ache, that was your ticket to something bigger. You learned fast. There's pain that shapes you and pain that shatters you. You taped your wrists, iced your knees, trained until your legs gave out and your hands cracked from gripping ropes that felt like razor wire. While your friends chased college or cubicles, you were in sweaty warehouses practicing headlocks and high spots. You drove 6 hours for a 10-minute match in front of a crowd that barely filled the front row. You swept the venue before the show, sold t-shirts from a backpack, and sometimes got paid in gas money or a pat on the back. But you kept going, because every now and then something clicked. A kid in the crowd pointing at you, a chant starting up, a moment when you felt like you were somebody. It wasn't about the money, it was about the dream. The roar of your entrance, the snap of a perfect suplex, the hush before the ref's hand hit 3. You gave up everything for it. Normal life? Not for you. You didn't want a 9 to 5. You wanted a ring, a story, a chance to make people feel alive. You skipped weddings, slept in rest stops, ate drive-through burgers while running lines for your next promo. You kept the fire burning even when you saw others burn out. Guys with broken necks, shattered dreams, or just too many nights alone. But you kept pushing because every scar was a step closer to the big time. The letters glowed in your mind like a neon sign. You pictured the Titantron, the sold-out arenas, your name in lights. And when the shot came, a tryout, a scout, a whispered chance, you were ready. You killed the drills, ignored the pain, said yes, sir, to every insane request. You weren't just chasing a contract, you were chasing a legacy. But the grind doesn't start in an arena. It starts in a community center with a ring that creaks like it's begging for mercy. The crowd's small, the lights flicker, and the promoter calls you kid because he can't be bothered to learn your name. You work the curtain jerker, maybe the mid-card if you're lucky. Your opponent's sloppy, you're still figuring it out, and someone misses a cue so the match feels like a car wreck. But you finish it because that's what you do. You get a crumpled 20, maybe a good effort, maybe nothing but a long drive to the next gig. That's the life. Weekends blur into road trips. You wrestle 4 shows in 3 days across 3 states. You shower at truck stops, live on energy drinks and protein shakes. Your car's a mess of gym bags, knee braces, and empty coffee cups, and the injuries pile up. Your neck's stiff, your ankle's swollen, your fingers don't close right anymore. You tape it all, stretch it all, but nothing feels new. You learn to hide the limp, to sell a kick while your ribs scream. You're part warrior, part performer, part punching bag. No benefits, no backup, no excuses. You get hurt, you still wrestle. You tear something, you brace it. You get dizzy from a bad bump, you walk it off. Because missing a show means missing a meal, and missing a meal means the dream slips a little further away. You're not just wrestling now, you're marketing. You stitch your own gear on a budget, you shoot promos in your buddy's garage, upload them at 3 a.m., praying someone with power sees it. You craft a persona, a nickname, a look. You study how to make a crowd roar, how to make them hate you, how to make them care. Because a great match means nothing if no one remembers your face. You see guys with worse skills get booked because they've got height or a pretty smile. You watch promoters push their buddies, make promises they'll never keep. You're told to pay your dues while kids half your age get the spotlight. But you smile, you nod, you grind, because anger doesn't get you bookings. Then the call comes. Not the call, not yet, but a step up, a tryout, a guest spot, a chance to wrestle for someone who matters. You go all out, you make the crowd pop, you leave everything in the ring, and then silence. No callback. So you drive on. You wrestle through fevers, through sprains, through heartbreak, through nights when you can't afford a motel. The dream doesn't care if you're tired. You learn to cut a promo with a swollen jaw. You learn to laugh when your elbow's screaming. You learn to love the pain because the pain means you're still in it. And God help you, you're addicted. That moment when the crowd leans forward when you hit your mark and the whole room erupts, that's your drug. Even when your body's breaking, you chase it because for those 10 seconds, you're untouchable. Then it happens. The real call, NXT, a dark match, a developmental deal, doesn't matter. It's your shot. You walk into the performance center, eyes wide, heart racing, but it hits you fast. This isn't wrestling anymore. This is showbiz. You're not just taking bumps, you're hitting cues. Every move's for the camera. Every match has a director. They give you a new name. Maybe it's cool, maybe it's a rejected comic book villain. You say thank you. They give you a gimmick, maybe a cowboy, a hacker, a guy who's really into plants. You make it work. You're a heel 1 week, a face the next. You're handed a script, told to stick to it, no ad-libs. This isn't the indies. This is a machine. The ring's the same, but it's different. Every spot's timed. Drop kick, pause, look at the hard cam. Finisher, hold the pose, cue the lights. You learn to smile when you're lost. You learn to pivot when the story changes mid-match. And you learn the hard truth. Being a great wrestler isn't enough. You need a brand, a following, a t-shirt that sells. You pitch angles, design logos, rehearse every gesture because one bad night can bury you. Backstage, it's a maze. You shake hands, avoid drama, learn who's got pull and who's just noise. You hear rumors, they like you, they're testing you, they see something. You hold on to those scraps because feedback's rare. Meanwhile, you're wrestling 6 nights a week, flying to 7 cities in 8 days, doing signings, tapings, promos. Your throat's raw, your back's screaming, you're sleeping in snatches. But you show up because one misstep, one injury, one bad tweet, one wrong look, and you're gone. The crowd's roar is your lifeline. When your music hits and the arena shakes, it's like lightning in your veins. But they don't see the cost. They don't see you icing your spine at 4 a.m. They don't see the bruises that never heal, the way your knees crunch when you stand. You hide it. That's the gig. The trainers tape you up. The docs clear you because not cleared isn't an option. You wrestle through pain that would stop anyone else. You pop pills, First for the bad days, then for the okay ones, then just to get through. You don't see the line until you've crossed it, and the loneliness creeps in. You're surrounded by people, but you're alone. You miss anniversaries, graduations, funerals. Your friends stop calling. Your family's a FaceTime call you keep rescheduling. You're a character now, larger than life, but the real you, he's fading. You clap for the guy who gets your spot. You smile when they rewrite your story. You tell everyone you're fine because admitting you're not is a death sentence. You wrestle with a torn ligament, cut a promo with a concussion, laugh when your hip pops out because if you flinch, you're weak. And weak doesn't main event. You've seen the ghosts. Guys who were stars, now working high school gyms for a hot dog and a handshake. They smile, but their eyes are empty. You don't want that, but you know it's close. One bad bump, one budget cut, one moment of bad luck, and you're out. So you keep going, keep selling, keep shining, because somewhere some kid's watching you, dreaming the way you did. You were that kid. Now you're the story. You love it even when it's killing you. The broken ribs, the missed flights, the nights when your name's not on the card, it's all worth it for that 1 second when the crowd's on its feet and you're the reason why. You don't remember your last match until you see it on a grainy phone video. It's not a big show, not even taped, just another night, another town. You took the pin, sold the finish, limped to the back, cracked a joke. But something in you knew. Not your body, it gave up years ago. Not your mind, it's too tired to care. But your heart, the part that still remembers your first moonsault, your first cheer. It whispered, "This is the end." No farewell tour, no Hall of Fame, no final bow. The bookings dried up. The texts went unanswered. The machine moved on. You try normal life, bills, traffic, a desk job that feels like a cage. You watch the show sometimes, but it's like looking at a photo of an old friend. It hurts. Then a fan spots you, maybe at a diner or a local indie show. "Yo, I loved your matches," they say. And for a moment, it's enough. Because even if the company forgot, even if you never got the belt, you made someone believe. You made a kid feel like anything was possible. And that's why it's hell to be a wrestler, and that's why you'd do it all again.